Why smart people overthink everything. Have you ever replayed the same conversation in your head, hours after it ended? Wondered if you said the wrong thing, made the wrong decision, or missed something everyone else noticed? You tell yourself to stop thinking, but your mind keeps going, round and round, searching for an answer that never seems to arrive. It almost feels like your own intelligence has turned against you. Most people believe overthinking is simply a bad habit, a lack of confidence, or an inability to let things go. But what if that's not the real reason? What if overthinking is actually one of the oldest survival strategies your brain ever developed? To understand why, we have to return to a world where making the wrong decision could mean death. Imagine living 100,000 years ago. You hear movement in the bushes. It could be the wind. It could be a harmless animal. Or it could be a predator waiting to attack. The person who rushed forward without thinking might never return. But the one who paused, looked again, listened carefully, and imagined every possible danger was far more likely to survive. Generation after generation, the cautious survived often enough to pass their brains to the next generation. Your ancestors weren't rewarded for thinking quickly. They were rewarded for thinking carefully. That ancient survival system still lives inside you today. Only the dangers have changed. Your brain no longer spends its days worrying about lions hiding in tall grass. Instead, it worries about emails, job interviews, relationships, money, the future. The same brain that once searched forests for danger now searches your thoughts instead. And once it starts searching, it doesn't like stopping. Scientists believe the human brain is constantly trying to predict what happens next. Prediction helps us prepare. Preparation improves survival. The problem is that the future is uncertain. No matter how much information your brain gathers, it can never know everything. So it keeps searching. Maybe there's one more detail, one more possibility, one more outcome you haven't considered. That endless search feels productive, but often it becomes a trap. Psychologists sometimes call this analysis paralysis. The more options you examine, the harder choosing becomes. Imagine standing before 20 different doors. Every door leads to a different future. Which career should you choose? Which city should you live in? Should you stay or leave? Your brain begins comparing every possibility, every benefit, every risk. Soon, you're no longer making progress. You're simply thinking about making progress. Ironically, high intelligence can make this even worse. The more knowledge you have, the more possibilities you can imagine. A person who sees only two outcomes chooses quickly. A person who sees 50 possible outcomes may struggle to choose at all. Your imagination becomes both your greatest strength and your greatest obstacle. Modern life quietly fuels this cycle. Every day, you're surrounded by endless information, articles, videos, opinions, experts, reviews. Your brain believes that somewhere hidden among all that information is the perfect answer. So you keep searching. One more video, one more article, one more opinion. Yet certainty never arrives. Because certainty was never something evolution promised. It only promised survival. Sometimes the smartest decision isn't finding every answer. It's accepting that no human ever will. The people who seem decisive aren't always the ones with the most knowledge. Often, they're the ones willing to act despite uncertainty. They understand something your ancient brain easily forgets. Perfect decisions rarely exist. Progress usually belongs to those who move before they feel completely ready. That doesn't mean acting recklessly. It means recognizing the moment when thinking stops helping and starts holding you back. Your mind is an extraordinary tool. It can imagine the future, solve impossible problems, create art, build civilizations. But like every powerful tool, it works best when you know when to put it down. Perhaps intelligence was never meant to eliminate uncertainty. Perhaps it was meant to help us navigate it. Because the goal isn't to stop thinking. The goal is knowing when you've already thought enough. And that may be one of the smartest decisions you'll ever make.